Hi friend, want a watercolor? Let's paint! If you're a true beginner like me and need a confidence boost, I've got a painting for you. Today we're painting these super loose watercolor flower doodles, and the best part is they're supposed to be a little messy. So if your lines wiggle or your paint bleeds, perfect. That actually makes them better. Let me show you what we're painting today. These are just simple watercolor shapes with loose doodle lines, and they're a really fun way to practice watercolor without worrying about making something perfect. In this video, I'll show you how to paint a few super simple watercolor flower shapes, how to add quick doodle lines to turn them into flowers, and how to add a few fun little splatters and details to finish the page. This is one of those paintings that looks a little complicated, but it's actually really beginner friendly. Before we jump in, here are the supplies you'll need. All my watercolor supplies cost under $25 total. You'll just need watercolor paints, a paintbrush, and watercolor paper. And if you have a few household items like paper towels, a cup of water, and masking tape, that would be helpful too. And if you're new here, I'm Jessie, learning watercolor on camera so you don't have to learn alone. And if you're needing a little me time today, let's take a breath, grab a paintbrush, and let's watercolor. Alright, let's paint some simple, easy, and quick springtime flowers. Now for a beginner, this is going to help boost your confidence because it's so simple. It is one of the simplest things I have done so far. So I'm going to spray my watercolors down to activate them. So the water just helps bring out the pigments. I'm going to let the watercolors kind of soak for a second, as well as my brushes, make sure that they're nice and wet. I'm using an 8 round brush as well as my smaller round as well, and I'll link all the supplies I'm using in today's video in the video description below with links so that you can have access to them as well. All of mine are budget friendly pieces because I'm just starting out and I don't have a large budget to be spending on a new hobby. So I'm just getting a light blue, like a sky blue color ready, as well as a spring green time grass color ready. And I'm going to be spreading those over the entire canvas as backdrop colors. I'm just trying to find the right springtime, cheery springtime green that I like. So I'm just kind of adding a few different greens together and then cleaning off my brush. I'm going to do a wash. Whoops, there's a lot of green in that. Oopsie. Let me just flip there we go. Fixed it. Flip my page upside down. There's the grass level. So now I'm going to be adding in a little bit of that light blue to the top. I'm just making sure it's really, really wet so they blend in really nicely together. Blue on the top and a little bit of green, and I don't want it too dark because I've learned in watercolor that you add in light colors and you build on those. Once the paper is dark with pigment, you can't take it off unless you're going to actually blot it. So that would be taking a drier brush, blotting it on paper towel, and then collecting some of that paint. You can't actually take it all off. It's not like an eraser, but it does help. So now that that first layer is dry, I'm reactivating my watercolors again really quickly with the spray bottle. And now we're just going to be adding in your favorite fun, colorful flower colors. So I'm going to do a nice cheery pink. I'm going to do a little light purple. And then I'll do a fun orange. A little bit brighter than that. And I need some yellow in there. It's springtime. Clean off my brush a little bit and then try that yellow again. So let's see what this yellow looks like. Yes, okay, great. Now I'm just going to draw little blobs in each of these colors. Rinsing off my brush in between, not to mix. I don't want to muddy the colors. And now an orange blob. And I want a little bit more of a brighter orange. So I'm just going in right from the palette. Rinsing my brush off in the rinse water. Adding in a blob of purple. Do a different size and shape. Actually, I'm going to do a second one as well. Alright, and now rinsing my brush and adding in a couple of pink blobs. I think I'll do 2, one on either side. One on the right side and one on the left side. And I want it to be a little bit brighter, so I'm going right in from collecting the paint from my palette and going right onto my paper. This one a little bit brighter than it was showing up. And I just want a little bit of splatter, springtime fun. So feel the flowers, there's little pink splatters. Maybe those are smaller flowers, maybe they're little cute little bugs in the background. Let's let that dry. Alright, now I'm going to be using my Micron waterproof pen to doodle in some different flower shapes really quickly. I'm holding my pen awkwardly, not how I usually would hold a pen, because my perfectionist brain would try to make these shapes way too perfect and not as organic looking or whimsical that I want this to look. So I'm holding it awkwardly. And you wouldn't know that, but I am. So I'm just drawing in maybe like little, I guess it would be cone flower shapes here for the pink flowers. And right now I can tell that the paint on my paper isn't fully dry, so it's a little bit harder for the Micron pen to work to its full potential. So I might have to go back over these a couple of times with the pen. And I would go over, when I doodle, I like to go over everything twice so that the outline of the doodle is not perfect whatsoever. So when I go over it the second time, I make sure that I don't go over every line exactly the same as how I went through it with the pen the first time around. So it adds that extra whimsical look to it. And I am definitely having some struggling with the pen here. So that just means I think it means that it's just still too wet. I should have let it dry more, but I was just really excited about showing you this. So I'm just going to add different shaped flowers to the purple ones, and then I'll do a different shape for the orange and a different shape for the yellow, so that each flower color has a different shape. Alright, I'm going to try, it's the exact same type of Micron waterproof marker, or pen, excuse me, and I'm going to try just a different one and see if this one gives me a little bit less grief trying to put ink to paper. Now it's time to draw stems for each of these flowers, and the stems are going to be varied lengths just to keep that whimsical look to the painting. And the cone flowers, I'm just going to have the stems come from above and sweep down, and all the other ones are just going to go straight down to the ground. I'll go back over and line them a second time, those stems, once I've figured out the placement of each of those stems. And again, a second whimsical, flowy stem for that pink cone flower. I don't even know if cone flowers come in pink, but they do today. And now I'm just going to add in the ground and maybe a couple sprigs of grass along the way. Just kind of like an uneven ground there. Some of the stems will touch the ground, others won't. Some will go past the ground. There's another sprig of grass there. And then I'm just going to go over the stems a second time. And once I've gone over the stems a second time, I want to go over the grass and ground, as well as the flower petals themselves, over a second time. When I go over the doodles for the second time around, I want to make sure that I don't trace the first layer of doodles the exact same everywhere. Every once in a while, I want that second round of doodling to peek through over top that first round to keep that whimsical organic look going. And this floral scene would not be complete without some leaves. I'm going to do random shape and location of leaves on some of the flowers, but not all of them. So some stems will be bare, other ones will have a leaf or two. And just do different shapes, sizes, and locations. And not too many. Hey there, I've got a little helper trying to clean up already. Leave that paper towel there for me. Thank you. And a couple of little swirls, maybe little swirls in the air from the little bees or ladybugs that are flying through the paper. Maybe that's what the pink splatters are. Alright, now let's let that dry. Actually, let's spray down the green that we used earlier. And let's add a little bit of green to the grass down below. Hey there, let's leave that there for mommy. And I'm going to add a little bit of a brighter, darker, or more pigment, there we go, the right word, to that grass, the very top line of the grass. I'll leave that there. A little bit more, right to the top where my ink doodle was. And we'll let that blend. And maybe a little bit of, let's color in the swirl, the doodle swirls, maybe with some of that orange. Maybe for little orange bugs. Cute little bugs. There you go. Alright, let's let that dry and see how we like it. Now that everything is dry and I've taken the tape off, I really like how it looked, but there's still some stuff missing. So I could still tell that some of the waterproof pin wasn't working right, so I'm going back over some of it again for a third time once everything is dry to make sure that that bright dark pigment pops. I'm just going over some of the places with that micron pen. Alright friend, our little flower doodle page is finished. What I love about paintings like this is that there really isn't a wrong way to do them. Your flowers can be bigger, messier, brighter, whatever you want. The whole point is just to have fun with the paint. And honestly, these kind of loose doodles are one of the best ways to practice watercolor for us beginners. If you enjoyed painting together today, it really helps my little channel if you tap that like and subscribe button so that we can keep learning watercolor together. And if you'd like another super relaxing beginner painting, I have one right here that you can try next. Okay friend, I'll see you in the next video when you'll wanna watercolor again.